Hi everyone, this is Kriti Agarwal and you are watching Chilly and Vanilla by Chef Kriti. And today I am going to show you how to make melon seeds ki barfi. That is Kharbooja Giri ki barfi. It's a very traditional recipe. That's my mom's specialty. I have grown up eating it. I have seen her making it from childhood, but this was the first time I learned all the tips and tricks from her so that I can share all of them with you. If you like the video, do hit the like button, and if you would like to know when I post a video next, do subscribe. Let's get started while I share all the tips and tricks with you. First thing we need is melon seeds, and these need to be toasted a bit. So start toasting your melon seeds and they need to turn slightly golden. They will crackle and puff up a bit. Parallelly, we need to cook khova. I prefer a non-stick pan so it doesn't stick much. And we need to cook the khova so that it is not raw. It has a slightly longer shelf life after it is cooked, and at the same time it starts to leave the sides of the pan. So when you realize that the khova has started to come together a bit, it has started to leave the sides of the pan and it's become very slightly golden, we are done. Now traditionally my mom would collect all the seeds and the pulp inside the seasonal melons, wash all that stuff, dry it in the sun, peel each seed, and then all that treasure would be used to make this barfi. And I know how difficult it was for her to safeguard this treasure from me. Anyways, we need not do all of that. We just need to get the melon seeds that are readily available outside in the market and we can make this barfi. So now our khova is almost done and the seeds are also toasted. When these seeds are toasted, any remaining bits of peels loosen up. So it's good to sieve them away. Now we need to get the sugar syrup ready for the same. So I have taken sugar and water in the same kadai, and till the time it comes to a boil, let's do some preparation. I am greasing a plate where I am going to set my barfi. So I use desi ghee, and please use only desi ghee, no refined oils or any other oils for the same. And once the greasing is done, our plate is ready. The syrup is still to come to a boil. So in the meantime, we grind the toasted seeds. Remember only to pulse and not over grind. Otherwise the seeds will release their oil. So we keep pulsing until we get fine powder. Now this looks quite coarse to me as of now, so I pulse it a little more until I get fine powder. So right now the seeds are grinded to fine powder and you can see there's no oil released also. You would come across a lot of recipes that talk about setting the barfi in the refrigerator, which means you're solidifying the fats in the refrigerator. You can easily cut through the barfi, but if it was not done right at the stage when you were making the sugar syrup, you will end up with a loose consistency barfi which may not even hold its shape. So what is more important is when you make the sugar syrup, make it with the right consistency. You will not need a refrigerator to set it. It will set on its own and retain its shape and softness too. So let's see how to do that. Meanwhile, our sugar syrup also has come to a boil. But sugar has impurities, so to clean it, we need to add 1/4 of a cup of milk into the sugar syrup. Once it comes to a boil, you will see all the impurities gathering at the sides of the kadai. We need to just keep scraping all of that away. Now the most important trick is with the sugar syrup, and that is the right consistency. This is the only factor that will decide if your barfi will set properly or it will remain loose. So you can see now, right now it is just sticky in my fingers and there's no consistency as such. There's no thickness to it. But as it boils, it starts to become more and more thick. Each time touch it with your finger. Be careful at this point because it's really hot sugar syrup. It is sticky, more stickier than earlier. Now we need to be watchful at this time. Everything else is ready. The only thing to be looked upon at this time is the sugar syrup consistency. So you can see that string, a single string is coming. But we are not done yet. We need to cook it even more. Now this is all in the fast forward mode, but as you cook it, it will take some 10, 15, 20 minutes. It has become even more thick, and as I take it in between the finger, you can see a very thick string, almost sugary string forming in between my finger and the thumb. With this we are done. Now we take the kadhai off the gas, put the khova into it and mix the khova. Since the quantity was very less for me, I have added the melon seeds too. And now you mix everything together. We have to mix it gently, we have to mix it tightly, and we have to mix all of this really, really well. But it is suggested that if the quantity is a little more, try not to add the melon seeds powder right at this point. First mix the khova with the sugar syrup, let it become homogeneous, and then add your seeds. So I switched on to a spatula, and with that it is much more easier. Another trick here is that the entire consistency also depends on the kind of khova that you are using, which varies from place to place where you buy it from. It is a packaged one or it is from a dairy. Mine is a packaged one, it was quite thick already. But if it is from a dairy or something, you need to still cook the khova till the time it is starting to release the sides of the pan. Now you see everything has come together homogeneously, and I do not see bits of khova and the melon seeds powder separate. Put it in the plate that we have greased earlier and spread the whole thing evenly using your spatula. Now is the time to wait. So I would prefer and I would suggest that you leave this whole thing covered overnight. That's the best way of doing it. Just don't touch it. So depending on whether the consistency of your khova was tight, dry, loose or very moist, it does not matter. You will still be able to cut through the slices easily the next morning. Now you see I am cutting it, and I am able to cut it very easily. It's pretty soft, but at the same time it's firm enough to hold the shape of a burfi. So use a sharp knife, use a sharp spatula to release the thing, and if at all the weather is slightly cold, the slices may not come out easily, just put the whole plate on a burner for a couple of seconds and you will be able to release the burfi very easily from the plate. Here you go. So each of the pieces comes out very, very easily if you allow the entire thing to rest overnight. So do try the recipe. Do not forget to follow the tips and tricks shared and let me know how did it turn out for you. It has the goodness of melon seeds. It's soft, moist and rich because of the khova, and above all it's moderately sweet. It's a very traditional recipe. It is a treasure. Do try it out. If you liked the video, do hit the like button, and if you would like to know when I post a video next, do subscribe. Until then, goodbye.